Shouters, welcome back to the Our Shout podcast, where your shout, my shout, and everybody's shout matters. Today I'm joined by James, but as you guys can see, it isn't only me and James here today. We got Phoenix Crossland, number 9 from the Newcastle Knights, an international New Zealand player. Welcome, Fiend. It's a pleasure to have you on, mate.
Thanks, boys. You absolutely nailed that, Sato.
Was it?
You were nervous before you did that, but
a little bit shaky.
You nailed that, bro.
Yeah.
That's probably the best intro I've ever had to a podcast.
Wow,
Thank you.
That's up there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joe's actually has a comment for you. Unfortunately, he's up on the Gold Coast playing Swans VFL, and he's really upset that he's missing out on an iconic episode. He says he's your true idol. He says he looks like you and he wants to be you. But basically, mate, how did you pull up after that trial against the Chooks the other day?
Yeah, all good. Good first hit out with the boys. It was. I was very nervous before the game. It's obviously haven't played for a while, but body pulled up all right. Obviously got that big knock by Spencer, so it took a couple of days to get the brain cells back in place. But other than that, everyone pulled up well, and I was really good to get a win like that too. Even though it's just a trial, it's still good to get wins.
Yeah, I've got like a bit of a question. Like, how does the preseason work for you? And like, is it tough every year? Like, does it get tougher, and is it hard to come back?
Pre-season's like, I guess people would probably think like the more you do, the easier it gets kind of thing. But each year, because the boys get fitter, they make the pre-seasons harder. So like, I'm fitter than I was last year and then fitter than I was the year before. So they actually, they get harder every year because the science behind the game now, like the game's getting faster every year, so they try and train you harder too. But this pre-season's been good. Obviously, I came back a bit late in the new year, so I was pretty lucky to get a bit extra rest. So I know a few of the boys are a bit more banged up than me, so I'm laughing at them.
Do you think that that the pre-season being like a bit harder each year is a reflection of your scoreline against the Chooks? Because you obviously pretty much smashed them, like you're all over them, really. Do you think that's a reflection of your pre-season and the squad's pre-season? I
think so. I don't think it's necessarily who we beat or the score. It was more the way we played our footy. Like we just were moving fast, and more importantly, talking to the boys after, like how they felt out there, which was probably the most important thing was how you feel physically, but also mentally. Because when you're gassed on the footy field, it can like break you down to your weakest parts. So I think for us, it was probably. Yeah, the boys all felt outstanding, which was the main thing.
Yeah.
You did look very good from the start. I was watching here with Shauno. Talk about Shauno. He's actually ringing me right now.
Is he?
Would we
Answer it,
He's. I'll get him into the.
I'll
mic
get your phone buzzing.
Yeah, I was like, should I answer this? But
I thought it was Bronte again.
No. Okay, I'm ringing him.
Yeah. Anyone else? I'd say no.
Shaunos. Oh, now he's not answering. Poor signal, WA.
Is he on a boat?
Yeah. This will be tough if he doesn't answer now. You watch, we'll stop talking out of here. Okay, so we're going to have to wait till he calls me again. But yeah, obviously last year was a bigger year for you, especially with like the international call-up. How did you feel when you got that call-up, and like how was the emotions really? And how'd you get told?
I got told I was actually in a sauna, so I had to get it. I seen the NZ number pop up, and I was pretty positive it was Stacey Jones. I guess the emotions, I got picked last year but hurt my knee, so it was more this year like just, I guess, relief, I guess, like just thankful that he called me again. Is that him calling now?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was just relief, bro. Like I was just happy to get, that call up again. So, I guess the call from NZ to say you got picked was special, but more me calling mum. Like, my mum, she's a beautiful lady, so to call her and be able to tell her that I represent her and where she's from and where we're from was probably the better call, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like telling your whole family, was that special, obviously, and going over. Was it in? It was. Where was it in?
We had 2 games
Yeah,
in NZ and then one in Oz, but yeah.
that
Yeah,
was special.
Yeah, telling my family, bro, that was, yeah, as I said, like, they're all from back home, so being able to tell them that I'm playing, you know, for their country and where they're from and where I'm from too, it was yeah, pretty cool. I don't think if I played went down a different path like the Origin path or Australia or whatever it would have been, I don't think they would have forgiven me, to be honest. They definitely wouldn't have been as proud as they were seeing me pull on the NZ jersey.
Yeah. Back to that sort of dilemma of Origin and Australia. Was that ever considered? Obviously, it's a big thing, Origin, that sort of thing. But I'd say New Zealand is then where you come from is probably takes the chocolates.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's where I was born. That's where my family's from. So, although I did grow up in Newcastle, and you've known me since I was 14, so I did grow up here. So there is a part of me that is from Newcastle. It's where I grew up, and a lot of my mates are from here. But when I think about who I am, it's definitely my family and where they're from, and I'm just so grateful to be able to represent them. As far as picking a side, it was, I guess, I've had a few comments where it's saying, you played Origin when you were a kid. Like, how does that work that you can go on the other side? But Origin was the only thing, like, New South Wales, it was the only opportunity I had. There was no junior Kiwis for me living here, so I was never going to say no to playing rep footy. So that's probably my answer to that is there wasn't another path for me back then, whereas now there is, and I have that choice to go down a path that I feel more comfortable with. So very proud that I chose that side.
Yeah, nice.
Obviously, in that camp, how was it with the boys, the New Zealand boys?
Pretty scary at the start. Rubbing shoulders with James Fisher-Harris and Sean Johnson and all of them, to be honest. They're all elite players, but after you meet them in that first hour in camp, they're your brothers, and they're all good dudes. And yeah, coaches, everyone from Stacey Jones, the head coach, to the young fellas like me, everyone's just one big family, and it was a really cool 3 weeks. So I'm very, very grateful I was there, and yeah, they're all brothers now. So hopefully see them at the end of this year as well.
Was the intensity any different to a Knights? I don't know, training wise. Was it harder? But I guess you're already in the shape that you need after the NRL season. So, but do they go hard on you, or is it just sort of just more tactical?
Yeah, it's more tactical, bro. Like everyone's fit enough being in there. Fisher Harris is really intense. Like the way he gets the boys in and expects us to train is really, really cool and really intense. As far as everyone's pretty physically ready to play when you get in there because you've just finished footy, so everyone's pretty game fit. And then the games themselves, everyone, you're versing Australia and Tom, and everyone in the park's a 10 out of 10 player. You got to be careful of everyone. Training was definitely a little bit more intense as far as the leadership and stuff, but not really, to be honest. Yeah.
Did your role in the NZ team differ much from the Knights team? Was there any adjustments that you had to make to kind of fit into the New Zealand camp and into the team?
I think for me, I'm not a big talker around. Well, I wasn't a big talker around groups leading into the Kiwis camp. Last year at the Knights, I wouldn't really speak up in team meetings or have my opinion in front of the whole group. Whereas I got into Kiwis camp, and I remember the first meeting we had, they stayed through to me and was asking me to present some of the attack to the whole team, and that was a massive opportunity for me to grow as a person, and it happened the whole way through the camp. They kept throwing to me for to have my opinion and stuff, which is something I was excited to take back to Newcastle, because obviously now playing rep footy, they expect me to talk, so I'm glad I did it in there. Yeah, probably just leadership. Yeah.
I guess, mate, I want to ask, when did it all start out for you? As a kid, when was it always footy?
played 1 year of soccer and I was pathetic at it. So, yeah, rugby league's always been the dream. Do enjoy my cricket, as you know. Got you out a couple times.
We'll see after this.
Yeah, I enjoy other sports, but rugby league's the only thing I took seriously. And started when I was 7, so I played soccer when I was 6, no good. Changed to the league when I was 7, and what's that now? That's like 17 years or something, I think. My maths is hopeless, but yeah, that's like 17 years playing footy, so I was pretty young and never looked back.
I've got a quick question. This is kind of off script, but in the cricket, are you going for Australia or like New Zealand? Like in the other sports, who do you go for? I was just thinking about this.
I don't really like. Well, I live in Australia, so like NZ doesn't, unless they're playing Australia. You don't really. It's not just on Channel 9 and stuff. Like you can't. Yeah, you can't really watch it, can you? It's like
you can watch it on the Fox Sports.
Yeah.
All right, I don't go out of my way to watch the Black Caps play on KO. I do enjoy watching Australia play. If they verse each other, I would definitely go for NZ.
Fair enough.
Fair play.
Yeah, I was just a question.
Is that a good question? Is that a good answer?
That's a good answer.
Sorry, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
What about obviously you said you played footy pretty much your whole life. Was there any parts where you were just like, mate, and you're like it wasn't getting fun? Like a lot of young people get to a point where it's overloading, and I mean the people that go professional, they push through that obviously. Was there a moment in your career, like growing up, where you were kind of having second thoughts, like you don't know if it's fun or just getting through it?
Not really growing up. It's footy's so fun until you take it too serious. Like personally, I never did that growing up, bro. I love footy. I think the toughest thing for me was 2022. We had a terrible year. I was the 14, and I was just getting. Is that Shauno?
Shauno.
Yeah, answer it. I'll get back to this deep meaning this conversation soon.
Oh, we've got Phoenix on. You're on speaker.
Oh, g'day, Phane.
Hey, Shauno, what's going on, mate? You interrupted.
You interrupted the app, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, they're all my questions anyway.
I've heard, mate. I've heard.
Take it easy with them, mate.
No, they got to take it easy on me. I was so nervous jumping on here.
Mate, you've been on national TV for years and you're nervous with these couple of...
Mate, that's nothing compared to this, Shauno. What do you mean? I'm in your house. I'm nervous as.
Mate. I just thought I'd ring you up, Kados, to see how you were going and if it was happening. So it is. That's good.
Yeah, mate. All good.
All right. I'll let you keep going.
Rightio, mate.
All right, Phane.
See you, Shauno. Coffee soon?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, sweet, bro. Can't wait.
Never stops, mate. Good luck.
Rightio, mate.
No worries. So you bought... Knights aren't playing this weekend, are they?
Nah, we're on in 7 days, next Friday.
Yeah. That's right. Ooh, Tigers, yeah.
Yeah, Tigers, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my questions. The new faces. All right, mate. No worries. Have a good one.
See you, Shauno.
See you, Shauno.
Flat out here too.
All right, see you, mate. Bye.
See you, Shauno. See you, mate. He loves it, eh?
He loves to see you.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
his dad does it. He's like, bye, mate. And me and mum are like, bye. And
He just said bye to me 17 times.
Bye.
was I?
Oh, it's busy here.
I was nearly in tears just saying something then, wasn't I? What was I saying? 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, growing up, no, it was fun growing up, bro. And then 2022, so like you don't take it serious until pressure gets put on you and you take yourself too serious. 2022, terrible year. I was just getting pumped like everywhere, bro. Comments like was it 2022? Yeah, 2022. So I'm 22 years old. I'm still a kid. And I read the comments and it was just spraying me everywhere, bro. Like I was playing 20 minutes at the end of every game. Like so much goes on before I get on. Like I'm not the reason we're losing. And I think that probably that was a tough time in my life because I was off contract that year too. So I was honestly thinking about, like, I was planning the next year to be playing Lakes. Like, I was thinking, like, no one's going to sign me. Everywhere you read, people say I'm shit. No, like, clubs are going to see that. No one want to sign me. But then I got in touch with a bloke called Mark Edmondson, who's a mindset coach, and went on a cool journey with him and got myself back to, you know, playing good footy now. So, but yeah, that was probably the 2022. That whole year was pretty tough time in my life, bro. It's but I'm grateful for it too at the same time.
Even with me personally, I'm playing at a local grade cricket level, and like you have a couple bad innings, and I'm like, you start hearing even like your mates. Like, because it's kind of fun. It's not. It is competitive, like first grade and that. But they start like digging in you. Say last week, I've left one onto my off peg.
Yeah.
And it's pretty funny, obviously, but like they just get into you. I know it's a bit of bickering, but even that, I don't know if I'm sensitive, but that stays in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, and then it's like playing on my mind before a game.
I don't think it's sensitive, bro. I think it's like when we're like. Every person that plays sport is driven by ego. Like, you want to be the best. Like, your fuel is your ego. Like, it's true. It sounds cliche or it's not arrogant at all. It's what fuels you. Like, so you want to get the best score you can. So when you don't, it hits out. Like, it hurts your ego, and that's the same with any sport. Like, and I guess when you get your mates ripping into you to it, it probably hurts you as well because you want to make the people closest to you proud, who are your mates and your teammates, and when they want to have goes at you too, it probably.
I just think that they don't think it's like they probably like, oh, it's just a little bit of fun games. But me as an individual, I actually kind of struggle. I care about it that much. Yeah, that I struggle a little bit with it. But
I think that's normal, bro.
It sort of died down a little bit since like big events in my life.
Yeah,
like, sort of like that sort of thing. But I was just asking for your sort of opinions on that. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's sensitive. I mean, it probably is, but it's nothing wrong with it. I'm the exact same. Yeah. I'm the exact same, bro. If I drop a footy at training and one of the boys rips into me about it, I'll laugh, but it's like, fuck, that hurts. It hurts from them, bro. But it's cool.
Yeah, on the social, like you were talking about the social media. Obviously, if I'm thinking that's bad, I can't imagine like what you're sometimes like back then, 2022, like you were saying. I remember I was sticking up for you though at school. That's what you need when things aren't going your way, I guess, the people closest to you.
Yeah.
But do you read it? Do you buy into it? Like, if it was me, it's hard because I feel like if you read the good stuff, you have to read the bad stuff.
Yeah, probably,
So what's your opinion?
Yeah, that exact quote is what our coach says, Adam O'Brien. If you're going to give yourself a pat on the back, you're going to have to get slapped in the face too. Like, because you can't have one or the other. Do I read it now? Nah. And if I did, I don't care. Like, I actually don't care. I think there's you get to a certain point where you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. It's you're just proving yourself to yourself. And as long as you can talk to your family, like, it's different if my mum set up, my mum or someone, like my uncles, gave me advice or like feedback, you listen to that and that could hurt. But I don't listen to someone in the comment section who's sitting on their couch spraying me because they're watching on TV. Like, I wouldn't ask them for advice. I'm not going to ask them for feedback on 80 minutes of footy. You don't know me and I don't know you, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But back then I did, like, massively. I'd sit there all night scrolling. Yeah.
And would you just be like, oh, I'm going to prove them wrong and just like that sort of stuff?
Kind of, bro. But I'd just sit there and I'd start believing what they were saying. Like, maybe I am shit. Maybe I don't belong here. But it's
doubting yourself.
But it's 1 year of footy, and now, like, with all due respect, like, no one in our team was having the best year. So it's not just me. It was probably a bit of a rough time for the club. So it was, I guess, putting it in perspective probably helped me a little bit too.
Like when you were growing up, as you said, it was always footy. Were you a part of like the Knights pathways? Were you a part of the Knights pathways? And were you a leader in those sort of teams?
Yeah, I played Knights pathways since Harold Mats, which is what's Harold Mats now?
I think it's
16s, under 16s.
With a little contribution.
Yeah, there you go. You're in the podcast. Yeah, 16s. But back when I was playing, it was 15s. So, they're a year up now. So, Harold Mats 15s since then I played for Newcastle pretty much. Yeah, played Mats, SG Ball year young, and then SG Ball again, 20s. I was captain of SG Ball. I've always enjoyed leadership, bro. Like, I love the responsibility of, I guess, people leaning on you for advice or just someone to look up to. Actually, like, I don't find it as pressure. I really enjoy that responsibility. But yeah, did a fair bit of leadership. I was your school captain, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, mate. And yours. And yours.
Oh yeah. So what stage of your career did you like think, oh, I can make a living out of this?
Would have been 2019. I signed my first, or 2018. I signed my first contract, which was the development contract, which back then was 60 grand to start. So that was enough. I was living at home, so I was like 60k to live at home. Like, I'm like, that's perfect. Don't pay rent. Don't do it. Like, don't pay for groceries. As bad as that sounds, probably should have. But yeah, back then 2018 was when I was like, yeah, like probably could make something out of this, because obviously that's where you start and it gets better every year from then. But yeah, getting paid that to play footy at 18 was like crazy. I'm so grateful for where it started. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. The last couple of years been really good for the Knights. Making to the semi-finals, I think it was an elimination final against the Raiders in 2023.
Yep.
Sold out, sudden death. Was that there was actually a particular shot of you after you guys won that game, but we were all, me and the family, we were watching that game. And
Were you at the game?
Yeah, we were at the game.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Even Jimmy he was there too. But it's just good to see the club go on that. It's just progressing in the right direction.
Yeah.
How was it for you that day?
Yeah, that was obviously the biggest crowd I've played in front of at Newcastle. Well, you'd remember how, like, it was crazy, yeah. Like, it was.
I think there was a moment when Jack Whiten bit
Yeah,
Fonzie,
yeah, that's
that turned the game.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was saying, you
Yeah.
can't
Everyone
let
was
a
locked.
Newcastle fan, like the fans get into the game.
Yeah.
They thrive on,
Yeah.
like you boys thrive
Yeah.
on a bit of aggression. I feel
Yeah.
like that's it when you play your best.
Yeah, no,
and I
that
was
was.
like, oh, it's game over now.
Yeah, I've heard that too, and I definitely felt like that on the field. But that whole afternoon was crazy. Yeah, like it was a great game of footy too. Like, we only won by 2. But that day, that whole week, like playing first finals I've played in, was it was crazy how much the town gets around today. Like, they get around, like when they were winning wooden spoons, like they get around you. But like when you're playing finals and playing well, it was crazy. Like how much love you got and support. Like just when you're down at Coles and that, it's crazy. It was a really cool time. Yeah, loved it.
Just on that note, how does the Knights like home ground compare to like others when you go away? Like, is there a better atmosphere at McDonald Jones Stadium when you're playing? Like, can you feel it?
Yeah, you definitely can, because it's your home crowd. But I think like places like NZ, when you're versus the Warriors over there, that's tough because that's your away crowd. There's like 2 red and blue jerseys in the crowd when you're in NZ, and it's mum.
I was going to say, would it feel weird going over there
Yeah.
this season just after playing international footy for them?
Yeah, that was cool as well. Like being over there, and that's your home crowd now, so everyone loves you. But playing there as like an away game, that was tough. Like Cowboys up there is hard to play away. But I think as far as home crowds go, Newcastle's definitely got the best. Like where like Newcastle fans are the best. Like even like when you're sitting in the crowd, like they just love it. Like they froth footy. It's so cool.
So what's the goals for this year? You've made your international debut. The boys made the finals, I think it's 4 out of 5 times in the last 5 years. Obviously, you probably want to continue that trend, but some personal and some team goals for you?
Team one's obviously win the comp. I think we've got a roster that can, and we've been training like we can. Like, I don't think there's a team that goes into a pre-season and says we don't want to win the comp. So we're no different. We train every day like we're trying to be the best, and I think team, that's what we want to do, is hold the trophy up. Personally, I think for me is just obviously the Kiwis at the end of the year, which is a goal every year. But just having a bit more leadership around the team, and just being a player that's really reliable, and just playing my best footy for the community and the clubs. Like, you're doing that, it doesn't really get much better than that, does it? Like, making people proud that are from where you're from, like where you live. So that's probably a big goal, is just to win games and be successful here.
On another
Like-
note, okay, 3, 2, 1. On another note, our Shout podcast, we have this thing where you shout someone throughout the week. It can be someone close to you, someone completely different. And then the fans get around and they vote for their shouter of the week out of us three. You're Joe today. So I'm happy to start.
Yeah, go on, an example.
So I'm trying to get some good like kindness out there. I was working at Parry Street, Sherwood. This bloke came in and he goes, "Oh, my phone's ran out of charge. I've got these coins." He's like scavenging, trying to get it all, and I'm like, "Mate, it's all right." And he's like, "Oh, I've got like $3. I'll come in," and I'm like, "Don't worry, pay for your coffee." Paid for his coffee. And he's
Oh,
like,
wow.
He loved it. He thought it was the best thing ever. But it actually made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Like helping someone else. So I like how we're sort of doing it. So we're helping other people we don't even know out.
Yeah.
A bit of
That would've made
kindness
his
in the
day
community.
too.
He was just like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Kate." I was going to say, "Oh, we got a podcast," but I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, that's a perfect chance for you to shout yourself out there, eh? Tell him to follow the podcast and send an
a
email
little
into
photo.
yeah,
Do
something, do something. I suppose if he sends an email in, he's probably just sending it to you, eh? So you already know about it.
If he's listening,
Yeah.
his name is Todd.
Todd.
Good on you, Todd.
Come on, Todd.
Yeah.
Give the boys a shout.
Get him
out.
on.
Yeah.
Get him on.
Get him on, yeah.
James, anything?
Brekkie this morning with Brandy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Did you share?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Classy.
Jeez, I'm under pressure here. I don't do many good things for me. No.
You know, this is just-
Good shout.
Who's the stingiest at
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
there we go. That's
best
easy.
shout, worst shout in the
Jack
Knights.
Cogger. Oh,
Jack Cogger, he came into Sherwood the other day.
yeah, he would have been by himself because he doesn't like inviting people for coffee because he knows he might have to pay sometimes, bro. Cog, honestly, Cogs is all time. Like, if you say we'll be at a place at 8:30 for coffee, he'll get there at 8:40 because he knows there'll be a coffee waiting for him. And that is every time. That is every time, bro. Every time. He's the worst.
See, Kate just gets there at 8:40 because he's just late in general.
Yeah, there's thought. Cogs is too smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. Good things I've done. Bro, I shouted my granddad dinner the other night. Went for a game of golf, and he flogged me, and I had the shits. But I thought I'll shout him dinner anyway. So that was big for me because usually if someone beats me, I'll just leave and we're not going for dinner. But I thought no, I'll go and I'll shout him dinner. So that was my good deed. My shout.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
I'll rate it.
that's
I'll
pretty
rate
good.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Joe's
pretty
was pretty good last week.
What was Joe's?
We went for a little fisho run and he bought the chips. So,
Oh, yeah. That's good.
but yeah, answer the poll in the comments. Who's your
Yeah.
shouter of the week?
Yeah.
Who's the best shouter at the Knights? A bit
Best
of
shouter.
positivity. Who's always like, "Oh yeah, I got it. Don't worry."
Greg Marzu's pretty good.
Yeah.
Greg, yeah, if you ever go for a coffee with Greg, he offers beers. Yeah, he's good. He's a lovely guy.
Shout out to Greg.
Shout out to Greg Marzu.
Shout
He's
out
my guy.
Greg.
He's my dog, bro. He's cool. I love Greg.
Do you have a little DJ in the dressing room?
DJ. Matt Croker goes good on the speaker. Dill Lucas goes good. Our gym coach, Aaron Scully's awful. He sucks. You can tell when his music's on. And he's our gym coach too. That's like your number one job as a gym coach. Is have good tunes for the boys. It shouldn't be up to the boys to play their own music. Those two are probably the best, I reckon, yeah.
Who's your favourite artist?
Drake.
Drake. Oh, I was going to say Drake or Kendrick, but we obviously know that one.
Drake,
yeah.
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 No.
I'm team Drake
Yeah,
for
I'm team
sure,
Drake
bro.
too,
Yeah.
actually, personally.
Doesn't
But
really matter what Kendrick says.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I think Kendrick now overall Drake.
Yeah.
I think he's winning the beef.
Yeah, of course. I won't argue
Yeah.
with that. But who I like more.
Yeah,
Not much someone could do, yeah.
If you're gonna listen to someone for the rest of your life, you're going Drake.
Yeah. We went to, speaking of my granddad, I actually went to Drake with my granddad
Wow.
the other
Yeah.
night. It was an interesting experience for him, I think. I was a bit worried taking him because he's obviously a bit older. With all due respect.
You were in the seat.
We were in the mosh pit. He probably wouldn't have made it out of there.
Yeah.
But he was good. Yeah, took my grand. That's actually another shout. I bought that ticket too.
Oh,
That's
double-
two. They can vote for two of me now, so I'm probably
There
going to
goes
win.
the
Yeah.
poll for
Yeah,
There we go.
Oh,
that's two. Vote for either one of those.
Todd needs to save Kate.
Yes.
Didn't Drake just cancel his tour as well?
Now, who cares? I went to one of his shows.
Yeah.
He did cancel, but yeah, he's back home.
Yeah, did you see his thing on the news? And he was like throwing the the slide or something?
Yeah. That was the weirdest I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
Eh?
like it was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Very strange.
That was a strange promo.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was on purpose?
Yeah, for sure. No? Do you reckon?
I don't know. I just thought it did look a bit sus.
Yeah, it did look sus, maybe. I don't know. Whoever's flying a drone over that Drake's house needs a slap in the ass. Or slap on the face, I mean, whoops.
You'd think
Cut that
that if it wasn't staged, they'd have someone like in trouble for it and be on
If it wasn't staged and he was like being genuine with that throw as well, maybe you need to go and practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before
wasn't
you do
not
that.
a great throw.
Come play some cricket with the boys out here, we'll teach you how to throw.
Bring him on from
Sure.
both ends.
Yeah.
This is a big question. I think you should ask this one.
Which one?
The Instagram one.
Oh, yeah.
This is huge in my opinion. I have no idea why.
We
this
have
is.
noticed. Why don't you have the blue tick on Instagram?
Ooh. That's a great question.
Do you have to apply?
Yeah, do you have to like pay for it or
I
something?
thought you had to pay for it. I think you can apply, but you got to like put your driver's license in or your passport or something.
Nah, I feel like there's a metal one or something, and you have to pay for $25.
I'm not paying for a blue tick, bro. I never would do that.
Like you can buy it. Like I could buy it for $25.
Yeah.
But there's one that you can get just based off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like we have like I feel like it's a question for like someone who could give you the blue tick to ask you, like, hey bro, do you want this blue tick? I would never go up to someone and say, hey, can you give me the blue tick?
You don't want the
Yeah.
Bit of a weird thing to say. I do. That'd be cool, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to beg
Go
for
out
it.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, I want the blue tick.
Yeah. I haven't even got 10k followers yet, so I feel like I need to get, you know, when you get the K next to the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes you a little bit.
Maybe after this podcast, you might get the blue tick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might get some more followers
Exactly.
after this. Yeah. After this, I'll get the blue tick. You guys are going to get the blue tick soon too, eh?
Oh, we're close.
Oh, mate.
We're 200 followers. We're nearly to the K.
Get to 250. That's a tick in my books. Look at that.
We might pay for the $25.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah.
Who's the best nickname in the club?
And like explanation behind it as well. Is there a good explanation?
Best
Aren't you
nick.
the Ox?
Not around the club. I've got
Goldilocks?
Goldilocks, Crossy. I get Crossy a fair bit.
Give the ball to Goldilocks.
Yeah,
Have you
shut
heard?
your lips. Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. I thought I got rid of that until just then. Best nickname around the club, like there's Matt Arthur's called Budsy because he apparently looked like Buddha when he was a baby, so he was fat. So the boys call him Budsy. I'm trying to think. No, none that are like PG for the
For the viewers.
for the viewers. There's probably a lot of ages watching this. I might keep
Wide
a lid
variety.
on it.
Yeah, I think.
I'll tell you he's off camera though.
Yeah, maybe off camera.
yeah.
Might be-
I'll just say Budsy for now. Matt Arthur's got his one's the punter actually. Tyson Gamble. I like Tyson Gamble's one. Tyson Gamble. So when you gamble, you punt. So people call him punter.
Yeah, that's
Punt.
quite.
I thought that's pretty
Yeah,
that's pretty
good. That's pretty good.
creative, I guess.
Talking about punt, horse of the week.
Oh,
You doing-
no.
Ca- Cade's
We
got a
can't,
horse
we
of the week
can't.
section.
Nah.
Do ya?
Yeah, we probably started, but last week wasn't great.
There
so
wasn't-
we can probably put
Yeah.
that out.
There wasn't some good feedback on it.
Oh, really?
I
Apparently,
don't know if we can put
the
that
dog
in.
came last.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so you tell your viewers what to vote.
What
Bet
I said
for.
was gamble responsibly. I know this dog. Good luck. Don't do anything
And
stupid.
it came last. Dude, Derek. that's so funny.
What's your week look like leading up to a game?
Hold on. We just got some noise in the background.
Yeah, we
Hey,
got
can you just relax?
Oh, no, another Knights player.
Tasha, go.
Shout out Brandy Simpson.
Is it pre-season for you? Oh, no, you're playing tomorrow. Sorry, yeah. Good luck. Are you versus Steelers?
Yeah. We
That's an
lost
easy win.
last year in
Oh.
the grand final.
Oh, true.
It's like,
Grand final rematch.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
Thanks. Okay, bye.
Sorry about
No, that's good.
that. At least he's in the podcast. That's what we want today.
Yeah.
Yeah, mention.
Week look like okay. So if we play, we're playing next Friday. We'll have the weekends off. Go in Monday. Monday's like an attack day, so like that's when we get the footy and like practice our plays that we'll use against the Tigers. And then Tuesday we'll go back in, and Tuesdays we call it G3, so that's like 3 days before a game. So that's the big day. So that's defence, and like we'll go through heaps of like more of our long plays and style that we want to play. Day off Wednesday, captain's run Thursdays, chill as, play touch footy at captain's run and just go through our plays again, and then play Friday and then do it all again.
What about match day?
Oh, match day. I got so many superstitions, bro. Match day is like,
we do have.
Yeah.
That's a question
Yeah.
written down, superstition wise.
oh, bro, I'm like
Questionable?
stupid. Yeah, it's game day's not even fun for me. Like at the moment, or like it never has been. Playing's fun, but the lead up to it's not fun. Like I got so many things I have to do perfectly to play. Like wear the same undies every week, but like make my bed a certain way. Always put my right sock on, right boot, left sock on.
Was
left
gonna
boot.
say, yeah, I go like I play cricket obviously.
Yeah.
It's DP, thigh pad, left pad, right pad,
Yeah,
glove, helmet.
yeah, and you can't
Can't do it
yeah.
either other way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's weird how that happens. I don't even know if it's because I had a good game doing that. I think I read somewhere it's like Chinese good luck to have you put your right shoe on first or something like that in a book.
But you go right sock, right shoe.
Right sock, right shoe, left sock, left shoe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd go
Yeah.
sock.
Yeah,
shoe,
sock,
shoe.
sock. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did something very questionable the other week.
What is it?
When I came back to cricket, I got some socks, and we've called them the lucky socks. They're not
Yeah.
very lucky anymore after last week. But I wore them every time I batted,
Yeah.
and the first week I got 70, I got a 40.
Did you wash them?
So, never washed.
See, that's messed up, bro. So I wear the same ones, but I wash them.
I was getting like these comments from
Yeah.
from my missus' parents, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's terrible," and my toes like getting like a little.
Yeah, bro. That's messed up.
No, but
Okay, that's messed up. That's not even.
it was working. It
Yeah,
was
actually, you
working,
know
so
what? Yeah,
I
I'll
couldn't
take that
stop the
back.
process.
Yeah, if it's working, then yeah. Why would you wash the good luck off those socks? That's how I would think about it too.
They're eventually out of luck now, so I've got some functional toes and some new socks.
Yeah.
on.
But yeah, if I had a good game in my undies, I probably would still wash them.
Yeah, you probably have to. wouldn't you?
Yeah. But I've got heaps of shit on game day. I just swore. Heaps of stuff on game day that I do. Like I could write a whole list out.
Do you eat the same thing?
Eat the same food, same time. Drink the exact same amount of water. Eat the same dinner. Bro, heaps.
Do you sleep
Yeah,
on
nah.
game day?
Try and get at least an hour and a half on during the day.
Does that just get you?
Yeah.
You rest.
I think because like I'm so like mentally like always like of this like my routine. I'm always on. Like I'm wasting energy during the day, making sure I do everything right. That I get tired before a game, so I gotta have a nap, reset, and then do that sort of weird stuff again.
Would it change for like an Arvo game and a night game?
No, I always try and sleep. Maybe like the only thing that would change is what I eat or like what time I eat it.
I was gonna say like the
Yeah.
timings would change.
Yeah, time has changed, but I always have a nap. Like
Yeah.
even if it's a 2:00 game, I'll like wake up a bit earlier and then nap at like 9:30 or 10. Yeah, it's weird, eh?
I like it.
Yeah. So pretty much have breakfast and go back to bed.
We've got some quick questions. Actually, before that, we've gone through the match day, but what's an ideal day for you? If you had nothing on, no footy, like what are you doing?
Oh, bro, this is a great question. I'd probably like go down to Redhead for a coffee.
Sherwood, actually.
Yeah, go to Sherwood. I go to Redhead, then the Sherwood, and then I'd probably swing past you, have a few bowls at you, get you out a couple times, and I'd probably go play some golf with my granddad. And I would go down to Mum's house, and I think she'd probably make me like a mad roast dinner with mad dessert.
What dessert?
She makes like the best bread and butter pudding ever. And it doesn't sound very good because it's bread and butter. But mate, I'll tell her to make you some. Well, you don't go to school anymore. She can't. I'll get her to make you some for the boys. It's unreal, bro. Once you have it, you won't ever have
I do
anything.
like bread and butter pudding.
Yeah,
It's
or
pretty good.
Mum's one. She put like jam in it and like cream. It's like it's off its head. Yeah, and then I would go home and I'd be in bed by 8:30, bro. That is actually my ideal day. I'd be in bed by 8:30. That's so boring, eh?
No, that's good.
No, I rate it.
Did
Is
you
that
say
alright?
beach at all?
Yeah, Redhead Beach.
Oh,
I go for a
Redhead,
coffee.
yeah,
have
for
a-
coffee,
yeah. Golf, coffee, see the boys, hang out with you, bread and butter pudding. That is actually my ideal day.
That is pretty good.
See, by
Yeah.
8:30, you'd nearly be crashing after that anyway.
8:30, yeah, but like an
I'm
ideal
tired.
day for me is being in bed early.
Yeah.
Scrolling on my phone, like cruising, house clean house, no chores to do, like fridge full of food. That's my ideal day.
I guess the last question we've sort of got in this sort of segment, Who was like there for you the whole time in your footy journey? Who have you got now? Like your family, obviously, but who's like? Do you want to give a shout out to anyone? Coaches.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Blake Green's been massive.
your relationships too.
Yeah. Well, my whole family. The whole family. Like I can't really pick one person out. Coaches, Blake Green, definitely like he's the man. Like he's helped me with so like heaps. I played with Glenn. Fun fact, Greeny's my assistant coach now. I debuted against Blake Green, and then I played in his last game of footy.
Wow.
Which is a weird thing, which is a weird dynamic now because now he's my coach, and I can't even remember playing with him. Like it's that I feel like the relationship we have, he's always just been one of my coaches. But I've actually played a fair bit of footy with Greeny. Brian McDermott's been good too. He's only new to the club, and then Mum, like how close me and Mum are. My whole family. I don't know.
Nice. We've got
Yeah.
little quick
Yeah, some
questions.
quick questions.
Are they Shaunos?
These are Shaunos, but they're like I looked over them and I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
done well.
How quick do I have to answer these? Are these like on the
Oh no,
spot?
you can go.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
You can go. It's just the last bit of the.
Oh yeah, cool, yeah.
Is there something you're good at that most people wouldn't know?
I can play the drums.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up playing the drums.
You can
Gun.
start our intro.
Yeah.
I probably
Make
could,
me
yeah.
joke.
You have to pay me.
This week's episode is sponsored by Phoenix Crossland.
Yeah, I can play the drums, bro. I was in like the school bands and shit, eh?
Wow.
Yeah, I was a full drumming nerd, eh?
Nice.
Yeah.
First job. Yeah, I was just like.
You look so
wait.
confused.
I was like drums. I thought it'd be like little guitar or something.
Nah, I was a mad drummer.
Yeah, nice. First job you actually got paid for.
Footy.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
That's the first time I got paid, yeah. No, I put my resume in at Woolworths once and they knocked me back. And then I was like, nah, well,
Footy.
I'm lucky. Yeah, footy it is.
3 people, living or dead, you would have over for a barbecue.
Drake.
Yeah.
Kendrick. So they can sort it out. Nah, probably Drake for a barbecue. This is actually such a hard question. Drake, Shauno,
With a coffee.
with a coffee, and Conor McGregor.
Wow.
Yeah.
You like Conor
I
McGregor?
love Conor McGregor, yeah. He'd just be cool to, like, imagine having Conor McGregor at your house. He'd bring some good energy, I reckon.
Yeah, he'd be upbeat. He'd be
Yeah.
good on the podcast, actually. He'd just be like,
Yeah.
shut your...
Maybe.
Fuck is this guy?
You should ask him to jump on. Message him on Instagram.
Yeah.
He'd probably answer.
Right, we're verified. Can you... I see you're verified also. Can you just pop on for the potty? But,
Yeah.
like, do you get around, like, the motivational, like, people? Do you listen to anyone?
Like who?
Like, I see you don't really like, basketball, but do you know Kobe Bryant? Ever heard of him? He has
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, but like,
I've been living under a rock. Yeah. Yeah. Who else is there?
oh,
David
Conor McGregor.
Goggins?
Yeah, David Goggins.
Yeah, Goggins.
To be honest, bro, no, I don't, I actually,
You self-driven?
yeah, I guess so. Inspirational. Oh, like I've got a mindset coach, like a mental, like a life coach, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
He's but he's not famous, bro. But he inspires me and motivates me more than any celebrity could, because I know him and I talk to him. I guess like
It's more personal.
more personal, yeah. But I'm self-driven too, pretty self-driven.
Did you look up to anyone when you were a kid as well? Like even just like footy or just in life?
In life, yeah, my uncles. Looked up to my uncles massively. My grandma and granddad, footy players. I went for the Dragons growing up, so like I was a mad Dean Young. What are you laughing at? The Dragons. Did you hear that? What was that?
Drums,
I
drag.
said Dragons. I'm surprised you didn't know much about me before this, did you?
No, I'm learning that you like the dragons.
Yeah, no, I went for the Dragons. So I was like Jamie Sauer, Dean Young. Like they were the blokes I looked up to, eh?
Didn't
That
like
was-
the Knights at all?
I used to hate the Knights, bro. Used to hate the
Really?
Knights, yeah. Until I like obviously moved here and played for them. Now I hate the Dragons and love the Knights. But
But when you went from New Zealand, did you go from New Zealand to Newcastle?
pretty much New Zealand to Central Coast, which is I was in Budgewoi, so that's like the closest part of the Central Coast to Nui.
Yeah.
Moved here when I was like 14.
Why'd you go for the Dragons then?
I don't know, bro. Like, I think my pop went for the Dragons.
Yeah.
We did, and then I just felt like that's all I knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to hate the Knights because Wayne Bennett coached the Dragons, won the comp, and then went to Newcastle to coach Newcastle after that. And it was like, that was hard.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old and hated it.
Where did you play like was it Erina?
Yeah.
Erina Eagles?
Yeah.
And then went to Lakes?
Yeah.
And then Knights?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So how was like Erina? Was that just from however young you were?
Yeah.
And then straight into like the grade. Is it called grade? Like in cricket we have junior sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it goes into grade level.
Yeah.
What is what is
Lakes is like, so I played Erina I played for Wong before that. That was like when I was a kid. Erina till I was like 13. Lakes was 16, 17s, which is still juniors. I never got to play senior footy at Lakes or anything. I just played that and then played 20s and like Newcastle stuff.
from there?
Yeah, so like I think when I finish footy, like professionally, I think I probably will go back and play some sort of senior footy at like Erina or Lakes because it's so fun. Like I go down and watch a few of the local league games and such a good vibe down there, and that's probably something I not wish I did, but I will probably do.
It is good to see, like, when I go watch Central with Shauna and Coop.
Yeah.
You do see some of the Knights boys just hang around and they're, like, watching the other team or like, they used to play for them. And it's just, like, good to see them getting out and about, supporting them.
Yeah.
That comp's not too bad, actually, the Newcastle comp.
Yeah, it's the best comp in New South Wales as far as, like, local. Well, probably, it would be Australia now. I think they verse, like, Maitland usually versus like the Sydney Shield team or something, or Ron. I don't even know what it's called, but they beat them usually. Like
Maitland have
Maitland
Brock Lamb.
Brock Lamb. They've got heaps of gun players, bro. They could they'd be able to play in the New South Wales Cup comp and go pretty good, I reckon. Like they got some gun players. A lot of their players could still play in NRL.
Yeah,
like they're pretty good. It's nearly unfair the last couple of years how good they've been compared to like some of the other teams.
Like,
I won't name them, but
it's like Central versus them in, I think it was the grand final.
Yeah.
And I was like, could be a chance here. And it's like 10-6 at half time. And then just the class and experience second half.
Yeah,
just get absolutely rolled over.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
maybe not.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Mate.
Sorry, cramping. Sorry.
Teammate who has your back every game?
Jacob Zafidi. And, can I name two?
Yeah.
Jacob and Leo Thompson. Just because I play, like, they're front rowers and all our front rowers, everyone has my back, actually. I'm going to say everyone. Everyone. That's
boys.
The boys. Full credit to the boys. But Jacob and Leo probably two that I like to play with a lot. And Adzi Elliott.
Who's the biggest pest? Is there one?
Can I put in a prediction?
There you go.
Gamble?
Yeah, he's a pest. He's one of my best mates though, so he's like, I'm used to it. Will Price is like a bit of a pest.
Yeah.
He's always touching me and being weird.
Little pom.
Yeah.
Like pom.
Yeah, your pom is. Oh yeah. Okay, that explains it. No, I'm joking. Will Price, Jacko Hastings. We've actually got a team full of pests. We've got a really annoying team.
The pest 11.
Yeah, we're pretty much everyone. Kai Pierce Paul's a pest. Everyone.
Another pom.
Yeah, another pom.
They're all pests.
Yeah. Maybe Joe's just got sacked. Should I tell him? Joe, you're sacked. I've actually just taken your spot.
Joe's grown his head.
Welcome back to the Game Shout podcast. We got Phoenix and James.
Yeah, you can actually just say I'm Joe. No one would actually know.
Okay, I reckon we finish it off here now. So
Yeah. Can we go play cricket too?
Yeah.
I've been looking at. I've been looking at that pitch. It's got a fair bit of spin in it. I'm keen to rip it. Yeah.
It's got one that can roll or just go straight to the head.
Yeah. You might be copping a full toss to the head, to be honest.
No, just 6 stitches.
Let's get out there.
Okay. Shouters, thanks for listening to the Our Shout podcast. Thanks, Fiend, for jumping on as our first guest. Wouldn't have anyone else. Good luck for the season. And, yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, good luck, Fiend.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Whoa. Unfortunately, the mics didn't work.
Yeah. Can we do that again?
I actually kept looking like down there just in case.
Make sure it was on.
And it was all going right.
That one good. Oh, we're all good.